Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're zeroing in on something, well, fundamental, really. Our own thoughts.
That internal chatter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've got some fascinating material on a pretty straightforward technique for taking those negative spirals and actually turning them into something positive.
Yeah, the goal is to give you a practical way to manage that internal dialogue, a way to feel a bit more in control.
So the method we're looking at is called stop, check, ask, change to a positive statement.
Right, and it's not about just ignoring bad feelings, it's about actively reshaping the thoughts behind them.
Okay, let's unpack this. Step one, stop. The idea here is just pausing. When that negative thought pops up, just stop.
It sounds so simple, almost too simple.
I know, right? But
Yeah.
think about, say, work. You get that mountain of tasks, that familiar overwhelm kicks in.
Buggerel starts.
Instead of getting swept away, the first thing is just breathe. Stop the train of thought for a second.
That pause is crucial. It interrupts the automatic negative track, basically. Gives you a tiny window to choose a different path.
Then comes check. This is where you actually identify the specific thought.
Right. So not just, I feel bad, but pinpointing it.
In that work example, it might be, I can't possibly handle all this work. You actually name the thought.
Yeah, you take ownership of it.
Yeah.
Makes it less of a vague cloud and more of a concrete thing you could look at.
Which leads straight into step three. Ask. This is where you interrogate that thought a little.
Become your own detective.
Kind of. You ask, okay, why do I think this? Is this really true? Is it based on facts or just assumptions?
Using the work example again, you might ask, hang on, have I managed big projects before? How did those turn out?
Right. You're bringing in evidence. Often, like you said, it's fear talking, not facts. Remembering past successes directly challenges that feeling of, doom.
Exactly. It engages your rational side.
And then the final step, the big one. Change to a positive statement.
This is the transformation part.
You take that negative thought, I can't handle this, and you consciously reframe it. Flip it into something positive and, importantly, proactive.
So instead of, I can't handle this, maybe it becomes, okay, I have the skills for this, and I can bring it down. I'll tackle one part at a time.
Yeah, and it's not just like pie in the sky, positive thinking. The material emphasizes making it believable, often focused on your ability or a plan.
It gives you a sense of agency back, which is really powerful.
The sources had some great real-life examples. Let's talk about the morning commute, something many of us dread.
Oh yeah, the I'm going to be late again thought.
Right. So you stop that thought, you check it, okay, traffic is unpredictable.
Yeah.
You ask, what can I control? And you change it to...
Okay, maybe I'll leave 15 minutes earlier tomorrow to reduce the stress.
Exactly. It's a small shift, but it leads to a practical change and less daily anxiety.
Totally. It connects the internal shift to an external action.
Or fitness goals. That thought, I'll never reach my goal, often pops up when we compare ourselves to others.
Right. Definitely. Comparison is the thief of joy, as they say.
So you stop it, check why you're thinking it may be, because you saw someone else's progress. Ask if that comparison is fair or helpful, and then change it.
Change it to something like, every workout counts. I'm making progress at my pace. It refocuses on your own journey.
It brings back that personal motivation, and one more presenting. That pre-presentation anxiety, like, what if they hate my ideas?
Yes, the vulnerability of sharing work.
So you stop, check the fear, ask, okay, what's the worst that could happen? Is disagreement really failure? And then change it.
Maybe to something like, I've prepared well, I have valuable points to make, and it's okay if not everyone agrees. The discussion itself has value.
And that reframing builds confidence, makes you more open rather than defensive.
Absolutely. It acknowledges the possibility of disagreement without letting it paralyze you.
So it seems like the overall benefit here is that this internal shift isn't just in your head. It can actually boost your mood, your energy.
Yeah, and even how you interact with people. It creates this kind of positive ripple effect. Consistently doing this isn't just about putting out fires.
Right.
It's more like cultivating a more resilient, generally more positive way of thinking over the long haul.
So to wrap up our deep dive, the stop, check, ask, change technique is a really concrete tool. It's a way to actively engage with negative thoughts and steer your internal narrative.
It really puts you back in the driver's seat of your own mind in a way.
Which leads to a final thought for you, our listener. What if you started consciously applying this method, even in those small, everyday moments of frustration or doubt?
Yeah, consider how consistently shifting that internal dialogue, bit by bit, might fundamentally change how you face challenges, big or small. What might you be capable of with that kind of mindset?